Hey, everybody. NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Pearlo Bostonian, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico and Barry. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had an awesome break. We did. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. You are a legend. Okay, here we go. I am Jeremiah Maxwell, a.k.a. the Sports Beard. This is NHL Nightly. With me, as always, Pearlo Wisdom, our handicapper, betting extraordinaire, Steve, and the goal-scoring shot expert, our French correspondent, and Beer League pro, Rico and Barry. What's up, Rico? How's it going, buddy?
Could be better, but it is what it is.
Yeah, is all of Canada in mourning right now that they lost to U.S. and now to Czechia? They're out 4-3. Is it
just
pretty
Czechia,
rough?
man. 2 years in a row they beat us, and we just started off so slow in the game. And then when Canada started moving their feet, moving the puck into the puck first, and just wanted it a little more, all of a sudden they took over the game. It's weird how that happens.
You know what, Rico? I have to say this, and to all the people that are being critical of these kids, I thought 100% it was coaching. They weren't playing the right guys. They kind of why didn't Seneke make the team? Why didn't the
Yakubchuk, Seneke, there's a bunch of them that could have made
well,
it. You
who's
can
the other
kid?
He's a projected top 5 pick. It's like a 4-letter word. I can't think of it. I'm sorry. Luke Misa. Misa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Why didn't he make the team? It just, I don't know. It feels like it's political. And I thought David Carl, aka one of the greatest coaches in college hockey, coaching Team USA, outcoached. I thought Team USA had a plan. And I watched the Team USA, hey, Darkness, and nothing against Canada. The skill is there. Okay, that being said, I did want to get into this because Pearlo keeps saying Porter Martone, number 1. Porter Martone was scratched for some of those Canadian games. I 100% now believe that Schaefer kid's going to be the number 1 pick. The kid that got hurt, the defenseman, I think he's the number 1 pick in the NHL. Darkness, it's so good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Your Blues beat the pants off the Chicago Blackhawks in the Winter Classic, so bet you were stoked about that. We already have 10 people in here. That is sweet. This is what I love. By the way, Calgary just scored to go up 3-2 against Utah. Still 1-0 Philly. We'll go over all the scores. Buffalo up 3-0 against the Colorado Avalanche. Buffalo's starting to play some good hockey, man. You don't want to put money against them. Seattle Kraken are up 1-0. Chandler Stevenson, be good to see him get going. And in overtime right now, if you got a chance, turn on the game. Anaheim, Winnipeg, 3-2-3. Let's go. Hopefully the new microphone is coming in great because guess what, guys? I had to get a new laptop too. So since we last met, I got a new laptop. We're actually using the laptop camera just to see how it is. So if I look okay and you guys are like, oh yeah, it's fine. Let's go. We'll go to the wide shot here just for a bit. Hey man, I had a great break. I missed you guys immensely though, because there was a lot of hockey after the 3 days of no hockey, but I did miss you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the break and had a good time with your family. But I did miss you. I missed you. I missed talking hockey with you guys. I think Rico and I were talking pretty regularly, this like via DMs and stuff, but and then Pearlo by the way, Vancouver had tied it up. So it's 1-1 in that game. Ooh, it's getting chippy in Seattle. Vancouver is struggling. We're going to talk about them tonight. So, well, this is all the stuff that happened while we're gone. So let's go right into it. Lalonde out. Pearlo, you were kind of on that right away. You thought he would be gone. He is gone. They replaced him with Clellan. Pearlo, what do you think of that move? How are you feeling? And then we'll toss it over to Rico.
Well, when McClellan was here in Edmonton, we were in bad sorts. And, he changed the energy really quick. He still had a bad team, but we did well right away. Started doing
That's
better.
fair.
He's a great energy guy, and it doesn't surprise me because Talbot talks so highly of him when he was coaching. So I think.
Hey, not to interrupt you, Pearlo, but Cale Makar just scored his 12th goal of the season to make it 3-1 Colorado.
And Anaheim just scored.
Oh, Anaheim scores in overtime. Hey, Anaheim, you better not sleep on them right now. They're playing good hockey. They're beating good teams.
They are. Yeah.
So, I hear you, Saad. Look at Saad. You updated your photo, buddy. I like that, Saad. Look at you, man. Looking good, buddy. Got the beard going. Is your beard your spirit animal? This is my present from my family, my in-laws. My parent, they bought me this shirt, so I told them I wear it for the stream. I'm wearing it. Anyway, Rico, you're wearing some presents too. Why don't you tell everybody what you got?
Yeah, buddy. So the wife spent Christmas in Ottawa with her sisters, so they went to a Kazakhstan Czechs game at the old Civic Arena where the Ottawa Senators broke into the league playing. And so she got me a nice little scarf with the embroidered Team Canada made by Bauer, Team Canada logo hat, toque. Got me like a baseball cap too. She kind of surprised me when I got home. If not, I would have told her to grab some USA merch, and I would have shipped it to Anchorage.
Oh yeah, by the way, let me know what you want in the specs realm and I'll ship them to you. Yeah, Team USA look good. They still got a long way to go before they can win the whole thing, but they look really good. Ryan Leonard looks good. Cannot wait to see him wear number 9 for the Washington Capitals in the playoffs. Okay, back to Pearlo's topic on Todd McClellan. Didn't want to lose that.
I just have one more thing to say about that.
Yeah, go ahead, Pearlo.
It said a lot when he said publicly it was the quietest room he'd ever went into on his first time going into the room. He said it was just, you could hear a pin drop in that. So it tells you that there wasn't much communication. They were really down and didn't have anything much to say. So that's.
Are you talking about Detroit? Or are you talking about Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Detroit. He said it was the quietest room he'd ever been into. That's not a good sign. Like that's really. They were really down and had no confidence. So.
Well, I mean, I'll say this.
Win a cup.
Detroit's problems aren't going to get fixed by Todd McClellan right now. The goaltending is an issue for them. They won 5-4 today against Columbus in Columbus, which aren't they playing an outdoor game this year against each other, Columbus and Detroit? That's this year, right? At the Big House in Ohio State, I believe, or is that next year? A Stadium Series game. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's sometime. I remember that happening. But that's what I had to say about that. I think he's going to do good for that team, but like you said, it probably isn't going to last forever. It's good for them.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a new coach bump for sure. Yeah, March 1st, 2025. So in a couple months, Ohio Stadium. Detroit Red Wings host the Columbus Blue Jackets, set for Ohio. I don't know. And the host, Columbus Blue Jackets. So yes, a game is this year. Okay, Rico, any comments about McClellan taking over? I mean, Detroit's kind of one of your teams there. I know you grew up kind of rooting for him and stuff, being close there. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah. I mean, McClellan didn't have much to work for in his previous jobs. I know people are saying recycling coaches and stuff. I would like to see.
Well, he did really good with San Jose. We got to remember he was damn good for them for a decade.
Yeah. And Newsy Lalonde, I mean, he was assistant coach with Tampa when they won the Cup twice as well too, and then he headed over to Detroit. But I remember he blew the whistle on Vasilevsky when he was on the Sportsnet panel. He's telling him how to score on him while he's still the coach of the Detroit Red Wings. So.
Well, I mean, good for him though. You bring in a guy to bring in an analyst. He brought in some pretty good insight there. I think. Anyway.
I don't know. You don't do that. I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think John Cooper was none too pleased. Need to say, I doubt John Cooper brings him back to his staff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Detroit's just needs more time. They just need more time to get their young guys getting up to NHL ready. But the thing is, they don't have that bona fide superstar there. Like Larkin isn't that. Raymond isn't that.
He scored a pretty big goal tonight. Scored a huge goal to put him ahead tonight.
They're not in the likes of Draisaitl's. They don't have a Draisaitl, McDavid, Matthews, Kucherov, McKinnon anywhere coming anytime soon.
I mean,
they've been hit with the draft. they've been shit with the draft too. Like they've got some bad luck in the draft.
You know what, Rico? I think that's not a fair statement, and I'll say this. I think that they've been really actually good with the draft, but they're not rushing their guys. Their Grand Rapids team is really good. They got a shitload of talent there. It's coming. I just think people right now on the NHL roster, you don't want to see Sherratt, you don't want to see Petrie, but they got some young kids there that I think are going to make a huge difference here in the next few years. I think that just patience needs to be practiced with the Detroit Red Wings. But look, and like I said, don't take my word for it. Look at their roster in the AHL Grand Rapids and look at some of the guys that, they're not rushing some of these bigger guys that they've drafted. They're not rushing Kosa. They got other guys. I feel like if you look at their thing, they're in a lot better shape than a lot of teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't strip down to the bare bones, I guess, like a Chicago and a San Jose. They tried to kind of retool a little bit while still maintaining a competitive team that somewhat is challenging for the playoffs on the outside looking in every year while they're kind of rebuilding. So
that's a question I want to ask you guys for a future show is would you rather try a retool or a strip down? Because I don't think a strip down, a pure strip down has ever worked. The only team I can think of right now that's actually even done anything with a strip down is Edmonton, and they stripped it down a bunch. Yeah, Jared, the Flames are on a roll, buddy, and they're up 3-2 with 2 minutes left or 1:20 left in the second. So
the Leafs actually did it when they tanked for Matthews that year. They put a
but they haven't had any success though, Rico. They haven't had any playoff success. They've had great regular season success, more wins than anybody except for Boston. Absolutely. Can't say
depends how we're measuring it, I guess.
Yeah, I think ultimately you see a team that's stripped it down and won a Stanley Cup. That would be the goal, right? This is why we play the game. Just my opinion, but it is what it is. Okay. Did you get to finish your thought anyway? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, no, we're good, man. I think it's just patience in Detroit, like I had said too, coming off the top. I think it's gonna be fine. It's just they don't have that bona fide superstar coming.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. But I wonder if they don't have to have that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, Vegas won the cup. They don't really have Jack Eichel is a very good player. You could say he's a bona fide superstar, I guess. But the St. Louis Blues, did they really have a bona fide superstar when they won? I just feel like there have been teams that have won the cup without, like, the best player in the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that. I think regularly the teams with the best players don't win. I think of all the years the Capitals were winning the President's Trophy and Ovi was scoring 5 goals. And by the way, he had another one tonight, baby. We'll get into that. Okay. We've got the Avs and the Buffalo Sabres just going to the third period right now. The intermission between the second and third is starting just right now. It's 3-1 Buffalo. By the way, how about Tage Thompson recording 106 mile an hour shot in game? 106 shades of Al Iafrate. I don't care. They can talk about Chara's shot. Chara is a huge man and got to play with the new composite sticks. Al Iafrate had a 12-pack of beer in his stomach and a skillet on his head and a wood stick, and he was hitting 105. Guy was a beast. I gotta get me an Al Iafrate, baby. And actually, I should grow out my hair and grow the skillet in honor of Al Iafrate. Maybe if I lose a bet or something, I do the Al Iafrate skillet. Don't get a haircut. Don't shave my head for a year. My wife would not like that one, I'm sure. So I brought up Colorado because Mackenzie Blackwood signs an extension, 5-year, $5.25 million a year. Rico, what do you think of that? They trade for him, and then they don't wait very long. They give him the deal. What are your thoughts?
Who's that? Sorry.
The Mackenzie Blackwood extension with
yeah. Good kid. Ex-Barry Colt. I met him when my friend was assistant coach with Dale Howardchuk. The lady I worked with, her daughter was like in love with Mackenzie Blackwood. So I got her to meet him after the game. But yeah, he's finally in a good spot. He's finally healthy. He had a shot in New Jersey as well too, but just he couldn't stay healthy. The guy could eat pucks. Perfect guy for a Stanley Cup team if he can stay healthy for sure. I think they got her guy. And I'm happy he's gotten cashed in, 26 mil. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just to pause, I wasn't laughing at Rico's take for everybody that's listening and just listening alone. A great take by Rico. Totally love it. I love that he's loyal to the Barry Colts guy. I'm laughing because my wife put in the chat, you'd lose some friends. Just saying, if I grew the skullet. Anyway, back to Mackenzie Blackwood. Rico, did you finish your thought?
Yeah, no, good, man. I'm just glad he's healthy. He's finally earned a decent payday. And I think he's, you know what, he showed up every game for the San Jose Sharks too, and he ate pucks, he made saves, he did his best even when this team was getting blown out every night. So good for him, man.
Yeah,
finally
absolutely.
landed in a good spot.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. It made total sense to me as soon as I saw it. I have a little devil's advocate to it though, and I'll get to it if Pearlo doesn't bring it up. Pearlo, your thoughts on the Mackenzie Blackwood?
Well, I liked him all the way back when he was in New Jersey, and then he just kept on getting injured. But before he got injured, that guy looked like he was going to be a Vezina candidate.
Oh yeah, I mean, I kind of heard rumors that he would be like a 1A starting goalie for Canada. Yes, no. I mean, that was kind of his high-end projection for sure.
So I'm just happy for him that he's healthy, and like he said, Rico said pretty much everything I was going to say. Besides that, I think he can still be a certainly good enough goaltender to bring Colorado to the promised land again. So I don't mind that. Yeah. I don't mind that contract at all. That's I think it'll serve him well.
Well, Colorado's having a problem keeping out of the puck out of their net tonight, and they're having a little bit of problems with secondary scoring. But here's my question, and I love that he got the deal done, and Chris McFarland, the GM of Colorado, and this is devil's advocate to both your points. You don't have Mikko Rantanen signed next year. Why would you lock up a goalie that really hasn't done anything for you at $5.25 million? Now, I'm not saying that's an overpay. I think that's a great price. I don't think they're going to regret that at all with Mackenzie Blackwood. I think it's a nice deal. I wish the Capitals would sign that deal right now with Logan Thompson. Boom, 5-year, $5.25. Here you go, buddy. And then I would sign Charlie Lindgren for about $3.5 or $4 if you take it. But he was the reason they lost tonight for certain. You got to beat the Minnesota Wild without Kaprizov in the lineup. No offense. We'll talk about that too. But that's my thing. Why would you not have get this Mikko Rantanen deal done? We'll give you right under Nathan MacKinnon. If they have an internal cap, they don't want to pay more than McKinnon because they know like they're gonna have to, depending on what this. I think they could pay Rantanen.
They need to keep Rantanen, man. He's got the same agent as Draisaitl, and he's the third spoke to that wheel in Colorado. They can't.
I'd pay him 50. I would pay him exactly what Draisaitl got and not bat an eye. I don't care if he makes more than McKinnon. McKinnon signed his deal when he signed his deal. It's tough shit for McKinnon.
And he'll make more next deal.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe if his career is still going because doesn't he have like 8 years left? He hasn't even hit that contract yet. I think that's this next year that his extension goes through. So he's got like 8 years left. I'm just saying, just give Rantanen $14 million a year and get the fucking thing done. What are you doing? Like, he's literally, I would take him on my team in a year. There's nobody on the Capitals I wouldn't trade. Alex Ovechkin, I'd trade him in a minute. Love Alex Ovechkin. Oh, Rantanen, here you go. Fuck, have Ovi. Sorry, Ovi, go try to win a cup. Who's going to wear 8? McCarr going to switch to 88? I don't know.
McKinnon's going to be 35 years old at the end of that deal. So
yeah, he's not going to get another. I mean, he might get 14 or 15 million still because he'll be in great freaking shape, and the cap will be 145 million by then. So, it won't matter. There'll be a lot. There's going to be some guy that we're like, how does that fucking guy make 15 million a year? Because the cap is going to go up so much. What?
Yeah,
Marner? You think Marner gets 15?
He's probably going to sign the same deal as McKinnon. I'd say 8 years, 100 mil.
Yeah.
12
I could see. I think Marner could easily get 13. I wouldn't bat an eye on 13. I think Leafs fans would probably be okay with 13. With the cap going up, and then you figure Tavares is 11 mils coming off. You probably get him back at like 8.5, 8. I mean, Tavares played pretty good this year, so you're probably not going to go get him on the cheap.
It's funny how time heals all wounds, man. They wanted Marner out of town. They would have drove him out of town after the playoffs because they wanted a scapegoat. And he just shut his mouth. He's putting up points in Matthews' absence this year. The guy's arguably the best player on the team right now.
Yeah, he's been great. It's been awesome. I've been happy for the kid because I really like him. I always try to trade for him on NHL or whatever because I like him. I'm like, oh, he's a good guy. Now, you all know it doesn't fucking matter till April. but pretty awesome. You know, you gotta love Marner and how he's playing. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Leafs, but I wanted to talk about just some of the stuff we missed. Rod Brind'Amour Rod Brind'Amour fastest to 300 wins, beats Bruce Boudreau. I don't know. It was hilarious how great his record is. I couldn't believe he only had 300 wins. To be honest with you, I was like, what? Oh my God. I thought he had like 500 already. They dominate. They just win the Metro every freaking year and go to the Eastern Conference Finals almost every year. So, I mean, they don't lose in the first round. That's for sure. Awesome for him. I did want to talk to you guys. What do you guys think about Rod? Are you both
Rod the Bod, man? Fastest to 300 wins. He's probably fastest to 300 push-ups on the team. He's probably like, come on, boys. All right, who's ready to go in the locker room today? Okay, you're playing on the fourth line. You look a little cockeyed. Okay, who's up on the top line here tonight? Who's feeling it? Who's feeling it? I could just see Rod the Bod just being so energetic, and like the guys will just feed off him. And you know what? If you're not feeling it that night, okay, no problem. We got depth. You want to work your way up to the top line, Seth Jarvis? Here you go, bud. Top line, right?
I can't wait till like Jackson Blake and those guys are in their lineup. They've drafted super well too. I do think, and Frank Saravelli said this. I think they are a prime team that would love Mikko Rantanen. That owner will pay a player like Mikko Rantanen, and they got the space, so they could give him 15, 16 million. Boy, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And you know what? You never know what's going on in that Colorado locker room with Nikushkin and stuff happening. Maybe Rantanen, maybe he's not happy there deep down inside.
Maybe Rantanen's the one. Maybe Rantanen's feeding Nikushkin beers, to get them all.
Oh, maybe. You never know, man. If there's something, he might hold out.
I don't.
And if that guy goes to free agency, happy.
I think there's no limit. I think he could easily get 17 or 18 if a team has the cap space. Because he's that good, and you're gonna pay him. He just dominates, and I think it's him and Draisaitl 1A 1B for playoff points. And guess what? Rantanen has the Draisaitl doesn't. He has a Stanley Cup. I'm not, not saying, but sometimes you just you can just. I think those Scandinavian guys, the Swedes, the Finns, they got ice in their blood. They never seem rattled. They're always so chill because they know how to relax. They get in the sauna. They can deal with the dark. They're just like, dude, I'm a wreck in the wintertime. It's like, oh my God, get me the out of here. I need some sun. I'm getting old. Pearlo, you're going to appreciate it. I heard you guys are getting hit with a pretty bad storm, though. Is that going to hit you in Fort Wayne, or are you below it?
Well, we got some snow. I wouldn't call it a bad storm yet. But
I'm from Edmonton, bitch. There's nothing I ain't going to see. I've seen 4-foot snow drift with Chinook winds, 80 feet of snow.
Pearlo's out there with his freaking flip flops on, walking around. People are bundled up.
He's wearing a Gilligan's Island uniform. Like, this is warm. What are you talking about?
We're supposed to get down to minus 12 there in a couple of days, and people are all.
Oh, in Alberta, in Edmonton, or here?
No, here in Indiana.
Minus 12 though, dude. I'm telling you, that's been cold. That's cold. Minus 12 Fahrenheit. You're gonna be like, oh, this shit's cold. That's cold.
Not degrees.
Oh, dude, you gotta use Fahrenheit now that you live in the
minus
States,
12. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it was in Fahrenheit.
Minus 12 Celsius.
Yeah.
You're gonna get minus 12 Celsius in Fort Wayne, really?
They're getting a huge winter storm there. They're getting record lows there. And you know what's going to be funny, Rico? It's supposed to get up to 35 here. And we're getting snow. Right now it's pretty cold though. I'll tell you, it's 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's about minus 12. That's probably close to minus 12. Yeah, so but I mean
it's about 25 here. Or right now it's about 29 or 30, something like that.
I mean, I didn't put my coat on to walk a quarter mile up my driveway to take out my garbage today. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I put a hat and gloves on, though. So,
yeah.
But I mean,
I listen to Spit and Chicklets a lot more in the wintertime. When I do the driveway, I listen to the pod.
Yeah. Dude, I'll say this, though. Good God, their pod's so long. Today's episode was only 3 hours. I was able to get it in. It's crazy. So, okay. Rod's fastest 300. We all love Rod. Think he's great. He'll be the coach there forever. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame as a coach if he doesn't get in as a player. He should have already gotten in anyway. Liney's comments about the Blue Jackets. I thought they were a little out uncouth. And kind of, there's been this big thing with Line A being back and everybody's been behind him. And I have too. I mean, we're all happy for it, but I kind of thought that was lowbrow by him and kind of BS. And the Blue Jackets have had some playoff success. Patrick Line hasn't. You know, the Blue Jackets probably have one of the biggest upsets in NHL history. They beat, at the time, one of the best teams ever in 2019. And too loud, little loud.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say the Toronto Maple Leafs because they beat us in the playoffs.
No,
they beat Tampa.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Tampa one. Yeah, the Leafs that wasn't really a playoff game either. It was like a play-in, right? So you guys technically didn't make the playoffs that year or whatever. So I didn't even think of that. But no, that Blue Jackets team, which remember, like Duchesne, that was a really talented team. They had Panarin was on that too, wasn't he? Was that before Panarin signed with the Rangers? I think did they still have Bobrovsky too? I don't know.
Panarin,
Probably Nick Foligno.
But wasn't Bobrovsky the goalie?
Yeah,
I think Foligno. Yeah, so like it's not like that. Like they've had some success there. I mean, that there are a lot of teams that would take a first round a win against one of the best teams, and then didn't they go like 7 games with Carolina or something? So I think that's who they lost to, right? Was Carolina in the second round, or I don't know. Saad says Vancouver needs to get good defense after giving away a 4-1 lead. Yeah, we'll get to Vancouver, Scott.
Miller.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, Rico. I'm so glad you brought that up because you must have got that from Alberga and them, but I actually got it from somebody in the chat and took it and was like, yes, I'm going to use this. Rod, fastest 300 line. You guys have anything to say about Liney's comments?
No, I don't think they carry much weight. I don't even know why.
I thought it was pretty disrespectful. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no reason to
I
say
mean, this is a guy who's gone through addiction problems, and I'm thankful that he went and got help and all that.
I think he was not out for drugs, though, Pearlo. I think this was like mental health stuff. Like I think.
Well, no, he came out and said it. He started a charity for people with gaming problems.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
So he came out and admitted he had a gaming problem. He already did. I'm not saying that just out of the air. He came out and said it himself.
You think?
And I'm pretty sure that affected his play while he was there, and everybody seemed to support him. And I never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
No, not in Columbus either.
A pretty way to go into Columbus like that.
And we can play if you guys like. I will find them. Cam Atkinson's comments I thought were pretty. Did you guys see that?
I heard Werenski. I didn't see Atkinson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always get those two. Zach Werenski's.
I heard Werenski's comments. Yeah, he was pretty.
You did. You guys all heard him. If anybody wants to hear him, I'll play him. I can. Here.
He almost seemed hurt by it, actually.
Go to YouTube here. No.
Do people actually game like sober and enjoy it? I used to kind of puff a little bit when I gamed, but
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I thought his stuff was mental health. Everything I read was kind of around the mental health thing. So like I was very supportive of Patrick Laine. This is the first negative thing I've ever said about him. Like just shut the fuck up, dude. Like, you don't need to say anything about Columbus. And they did you a solid by trading you when you asked to be traded. Like,
100%.
They gave up a good player for you. By the way, PLD led the Caps in points in December, having a good season. He's only like 2 points off his career high in assists, and we haven't even played halfway through the season. He's been good, man. Been real good. He was far and away the best player on the ice for the Caps tonight, too. He was all over the place. He could add 2 goals. He looked good, man. I was really impressed. Okay, we're gonna move on from that line. I don't want to spend any. Kaprizov and Matthews out. Which one makes you nervous? Are you nervous about Matthews? I think this is not bad, Rico. He's not healthy now. You're still winning games. Even if you go 500, you're gonna make the playoffs. With Matthews out of the lineup, which that's not the case. You guys were playing like 750 win with Matthews out.
do the old Las Vegas where he does the whole Undertaker meme coming out of the coffin beside the ring in April when the playoffs start.
When he's healthy too. Yeah, dude. I think when he scored 69 last year, he got to the playoffs and wasn't healthy. And because and he was still pretty solid. Like, you guys went 7 with the Bruins, which by the way, they ain't making the playoffs this year.
You know what I have a problem with though, dude? You know what I have a problem with is why don't they just disclose a fucking injury? If it's a back, nobody's gonna go out there and hack his back. Like, nobody's gonna do that. I mean,
well, here's what I'll say, Rico. From what I've been told is that Austin Matthews himself very much likes his HIPAA rights. He does not want his personal medical shit out there. I think he was pissed when Steve Simmons leaked something, and that became a problem.
Having COVID.
The COVID.
When he had COVID, he got pissed off that somebody leaked that he had COVID that year, and he just fucking pissed off. Yeah. No, I get that.
And I think that's why
fun of hair transplant jokes and stuff. Like, it's just.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude,
whatever.
He should get hair transplants if he wants to keep his hair because he's losing it. I totally get it. Like, dude, I'm like, whatever. I hope to see him on a plane to Turkey.
This is the thing, though. I know. So keep Matthews out. And it's going to suck for the U.S. because no 4 nations for Matthews. Absolutely.
I'm fine with that. And I heard Kipper and Bourne debating it like it was this huge deal and that he was going to play. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are doomed. What do you do? Where you're just like, it's not even happened, guys.
Don't force him back in.
Calm down. The Leafs aren't playing him, not so he can be ready for 4 Nations Cup. They're not playing. Oh, by the way, the San Jose Sharks just scored, I think, 73. Is that Elite Eklund? 73.
Eklund's hurt.
Oh no, that's Tyler Toffoli, I think. Yes, it is Tyler Toffoli, I believe. Just buried one, and he goes toe driggy. He just toe driggied around a guy, and then went high glove on. Yep, he toe dragged the shit out of. He toe dragged the shit out of Cirelli. That's a good defensive player. He just toe dragged out. Nice, hey, Tyler Toffoli. That dude is a baller. That's a guy you want on your team, like, but he's not. Tampa's not going to trade him. They signed him that long, or San Jose. They're not going to trade him. They signed him to like a long-term deal, so they're going to keep him. Yep. He's going to be a veteran. What a good signing, by the way, Mike Greer. Unbelievable job. Okay,
that's like the Steve Yzerman move you should have did instead of signing these other fucking jobbers.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, he made a mistake with Sherratt and Petrie, but I think, guys, go do a deep dive on their roster. We'll do it one of these days. Maybe I'll talk to you guys about some stuff I've been thinking about as far as our show, and maybe having an extended day or something. But anyway,
Vegas just scored.
To tie it up.
Yeah, and I lost my own.
What? It's 1-1.
Oh, Pearlo, we had the Leafs over. That didn't work out too well either, right?
I had the Leafs.
Colorado just scored. Colton, good. Ross Colton.
I need the over.
Ross Colton, it's 3-2. They're getting back in this. By the way, who was in that? Who was I like? Oh, they have that guy in that? And I was like, oh, Ottawa. Ottawa Senators fans, don't worry. Your team is good. I don't even know who Ottawa had in net tonight.
No.
And
Connor Zary goal prop.
Yes, did you just hit Connor Zary goal prop?
Yeah, a little while ago.
Oh, okay.
I just sorry to cut you off.
Yes. No, thank you for reminding me. I should have started with that. I should have started with the show with that if that had happened before we went. Okay. Yeah, by the way, Toffoli, nice goal. They're not trading him. I was going to play Werwinski's comments, but we're beyond that. I don't want to spend any more time. Okay, before we get into the Canucks drama, because I want to talk about this with you guys. Okay, we're still talking about the Leafs. Matthews is out. Leafs fans, do not worry. Matthews wants to win. He wants to win. He's already got all the individual accolades he could ever get in his career. The only thing he needs now is a Conn Smythe and a Stanley Cup. He is not going to play for the U.S. if he's not 1,000,000% healthy, and the Leafs aren't going to let him. And it's not going to be a problem. Guys, relax. He'll be okay. The best thing in the world is he's injured now in December and January. And, you want him back March. getting him into game shape. And by the time April rolls around, he is in full on Austin Matthews Hart Trophy shape. Vegas is up 2-1.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep. Nicholas
I
Haig.
think you keep Matthews. I think you keep him skating, conditioning, and you do the old Tampa Bay Lightning Kucherov, the old Las Vegas.
Rico, we're in January. You're talking about doing the LTIR Kucherov?
Hey, man. Matthews is obviously hurt.
No, but I'm saying, like, they need to hold him out for 4 months.
Well, if you can't play in February, what's
it's
March? You're saying bring him back in March.
The 2nd of January, Rico.
Start.
Okay, Rico, I got you. Let's wait until after the Four Nations Cup if he's not healthy, and then talk. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm all for it. But let's just see what happens. Like, he could be back. He's skating. So he could be back like now. They probably are like, we don't even need him in the lineup against the Islanders. Guess what?
Sam McKee got me all excited because he's like, oh my God, imagine what we can get for Matthews' contract. I don't want one superstar. I want like 3 medium superstars that could fill up his contract.
Who are you gonna fucking trade for it? If they're not gonna trade Easton Cowan and Fraser Minton, which by the way, they should trade both those guys because they're trying to win now. And I love Easton Cowan was a good pick. Dude,
Coleman,
is Easton Cowan gonna put
Kadri,
Yeah.
Blake Coleman, Nazem Kadri, and
Rasmus Anderson. Rasmus Anderson. If you got Blake Coleman, Rasmus Anderson, and Nazem Kadri, and you could keep all of them because Matthews is LTIR, and all you had to give up was Fraser Minton and Easton Cowan, you're doing it.
And your next 2 years, fucking whatever.
No, I don't even think they have to give the pick. You think that Calgary would want the picks too? I think they would take
Rasmus Anderson.
Because Minton's already an NHLer. He's already proven he belongs in the league, and he would be playing for Toronto more. If I think he's banged up right now, right? But they're so deep right now. Like, give Tree Living a shit ton of credit and just the depth he added to that team. Stolars, Lorenz, just like Myers, all these guys they have on that team, they got McCann. Like, I know they did,
Go. Got another one. How about Barclay Goudreau, Granlund from San Jose? His name's out there. Barclay Goudreau and Cody Ceci.
I think you do it, but I think you give up Fraser Minton and like a 1st-round pick. You don't have to give up Easton Cowan for that. I think you could get away with it.
Hey, happy anniversary of the Doug Gilmour trade.
Yes.
This is today. Today, this happened. Remember Pearlo, that trade? Doug Gilmour to Calgary with Jamie McCowan and Rick Wamsley and Michel Petit, all these freaking guys.
He absolutely destroyed that
trade. On the move.
Alex Galchenyuk went to Calgary.
Oh my God.
That was a bad trade.
That was when we said Gary Leeman to Calgary, the Toronto born.
Sabres scored.
Oh, sweet,
to the Leafs. We'll go to the Leafs. Oh, he's my favorite player of all time. If you guys,
I know he should have won a cup in Toronto, man. He should have won a cup in Toronto. He's still got the key to the city. He's at all the alumni events in Toronto.
I saw him at the Hall of Fame and didn't talk to him. I was like, I wanted to so bad. I talked to everybody else too. That's the fucking problem was, but like I literally have idolized Doug Gilmour. I don't know. Oh man, I'm fucking Jeremiah. I'm from Alaska. Like my favorite player of all time. He was with his wife looking.
Who cares, man?
He kept staring at me too because I have this fucking crazy beard. I'm like looking at him, and I'm actually bigger guy than Doug Gilmour. Because they listed him at 6 foot, but he ain't 6 foot because I was like 3 inches taller than him. So coaches challenging the Colorado thing because Buffalo went up 4-2, but we'll see. I don't know. I fucking hate the coaches challenge. By the way, Utah's up 4-3 on Calgary, man.
I know, that's
all of a sudden, and they're on the power play. Utah, good team, man.
Vladar was in net tonight too, eh?
Yeah. Dang, but I heard Vladar wants to sign an extension. If you're Calgary, though, you could get something from him. There's some teams that need some goaltending help. Starting with the Detroit Red Wings, if they're thinking they're making the playoffs. Okay. We were talking about the Leafs, all the things it could do. Would you do this? Pearlo, I think you would. Morgan Riley for JT Miller. solves Vancouver's defensive depth problems and the locker room thing. And JT Miller would be damn good up the middle for the Leafs. And I think this is the time to get rid of Riley. Sorry, Hot Take Hockey, but I think you sell now. I think you're starting to see his trending downward, and he's from Vancouver. I think it would be kind of a cool move. It's not like he's getting traded to a team that's not going to contend for the Stanley Cup. It's kind of a lateral move. It's kind of a need thing.
I would do that if I was Toronto, but I wouldn't do that if I was Vancouver.
That's my first thought. You'd have to brush it up a little bit.
Okay, what about this? Because nobody mentioned this. Now I know the salary would be difficult to make, but would you do Morgan Riley for Elias Pettersson if you're Toronto?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't do that if I was Pettersson.
Because this year you don't have to
have much value around the league.
But I'm going to tell you right now, but I don't know, man. I think this is the type of move Rutherford would make. Alvin, whatever. Okay. Vancouver will never trade Miller, Saad says. Yeah, I think you're right, Saad. I think it really is. They're probably going to trade Pettersson. I think it's Pettersson. I think Buffalo is involved somehow. I think maybe Dylan Cousins being a guy. I know he's Northwest Territories guy, but like BC makes sense. He's a West Coast kid, like Dylan Cousins for and maybe like they sauce a defensive guy. Like maybe you get Bowen Byram because they're not bringing him back because he's an RFA. So Bowen Byram would fit in really nice with Vancouver. So, and they need defensive help bad right now. They got like 4 AHLers on their defensive line right now with Hronek and Quinn Hughes out.
Yeah, this problem didn't happen in Vancouver last year. This didn't surface last year because Vancouver.
I've heard it's been going on for 6 years.
I know it has, but you never heard of it last year when they were winning. But now that they're losing,
let's get into it then.
The GM blew the whistle on him.
Yep, let's just talk about it now. We're into it. We morphed the Toronto trading to Vancouver for shit that both teams could into. Okay, this JT Miller Elias Pettersson thing. I first was like, whatever. This is the dumbest fucking story I've ever heard in my life. I was even like poo-hooing in the Morning Cup Hockeys, and they're both like, it's fucking real. I was like, okay, dude. Like, I just don't fucking care. I didn't think it was that big a deal because Bruce Boudreau's comment about it. Like, there's been shit going on for 6 fucking years. These guys have played together. They can't figure it out. I'm like, what the fuck ever. I still sort of feel that way. But now what I'm hearing and what I'm reading and all the fucking insiders, Saravelli, I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm getting this from legit sources. There is something going down. And they're going to probably have to trade JT Miller. I think, because he's the older player. It makes no fucking sense to trade Pettersson. Now, Pettersson's contract is going to be hard to fucking trade. Who's going to be able to take? Now, see, to me, there's less teams that can take on Pettersson. And you got to get somebody back. So is it like Natchez for Pettersson? Like, it's got to be something like that for me. Like, okay, Natchez, really good player. Nice ad. Cuts Vancouver's salary. They're going to be able to probably get him on a cheaper deal than they had Pettersson. And I think Rod Brindamore would just be fucking awesome with Pettersson. I think Pettersson is actually a really good defensive player. He doesn't get credit for it when he's on his game. So, you know, but to me, that's the deal. It's hard to do. You're gonna have to do it like Anaheim, or I mean, I don't know. You got like there's very.
I did a trade on Twitter about it.
Okay, tell us. Put it on the screen.
It was how do I do that? I gotta find.
When did you do it? When did you do it?
I'll find it. Sillinger, Severson.
Okay, hold on.
Columbus.
I think I remember this.
And,
I think I remember this.
And a prospect.
When did you tweet this?
2 days ago, something like that.
Okay, I got you. You just keep talking about it, and I'll find it.
Yeah, but anyways, I love Sillinger. I think Sillinger would be a good second liner for him. Severson's one of the most underrated, right?
Hey, by the way, I meant to compliment you, Pearlo, on your Twitter game. You've been putting the fucking polls out. I love it. I'm retweeting them and voting on them. Everyone I see. It's good. It's good. Keep doing it. I fucking appreciate it. I wanted to tell you it looks good, and you're doing an awesome job. Keep it up. Okay, but I'm trying to find this, and I don't know why I can't find it.
See if I can find it. I'll look.
Well, you tweeted a lot. Maybe I'm giving you because you tweeted a lot. December 30th.
Pettersson's got more talent, but I think JT Miller's such a competitor, and he's got a good work ethic that Pettersson probably just rubs him the wrong way, and he probably just sees this guy. Maybe he has so much talent that he just doesn't put it out there 100% every night like JT Miller does. So maybe it just irks him.
Did you
Miller,
just
now that
there was rumblings about Miller being a problem
maybe
in
worse.
the Rangers and in Tampa. So he's a very headstrong dude. He's very opinionated, and he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe he's,
I
personally think Peterson's looking at him saying, "Look, man, I'm the best defensive forward on this team, and all of this stuff." And what? Yeah,
JT Miller is kind of not that great defensively. Actually,
Miller's not good defensively. No.
Yeah, he kind of gets credit for being good defensively, but he's kind of sneakily not good.
But he's not.
Hey, I'm so glad. Let's hear what Saad says, I can't find your tweet, Pearlo, but if you find the time that you tweeted in the day,
I'm looking at it right now, but I keep on talking to you, and then I forget to look at it. Here, I'll look for it.
Saad says Pettersson if he is going to get traded, he might go to Tampa Bay. Ooh, shit! Who do you get back? Who do you get back though? You got to get it. I think like a Chernak, and do you get a point for Pettersson?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Player.
I would do that if I was Tampa. If I was Vancouver, I would love Point and like Chernak. That shores up their defense, and they get the offensive player. And Point's older; he's like 28. So I'm like, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'd want him. He's also like an unbelievable playoff performer. To me, that's the guy. Point and Miller would be nice.
Braden Point's going to be probably a number 2 center on Team Canada in the Four Nations when it comes down to it.
Yeah. And Hagel will be on his wing. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm not nervous about Team Canada because I know who's coaching them in the Four Nations. This isn't the World Juniors, so I wouldn't be stressed at all. They're going to be really good.
Well, hey, man, now that you say that, Singsy on Twitter said, is it bad if I'm cheering for Canada? And I think that was kind of cool because I was going to say back to him, I cheer for the U.S. too. So it was kind of cool that Singsy was pulling for Team Canada tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't rooting against
all day. No, I'm an American, so.
Yeah. I am American.
Pearlo's American.
Okay. Listen, here's what I'll say. I'm not rooting against Team Canada, but I also feel really good for Czechia because Peter Sikora, Washington Capitals draft pick. Oh, by the way, the Caps draft pick's just smoking it in the freaking whole thing here. It's been so fun to watch. Jeff Merrick was talking. I was like, oh, Jeff, keep talking about. I love this. This is nice. Jeff Merrick saying nice things about the Caps, and I just love it. Okay. Anyway, Anyway, I would do the Riley for JT Miller trade in a New York minute. I think it helps both teams. I think Riley, if he got out of Toronto, kind of went back to his hometown, I think he would just chill and be awesome.
I
think it would help his career.
Robertson with Riley for JT Miller gets it done.
Yeah. And you know what? You're the Leafs. You do that. And honestly, I think Robertson would flourish there under Tocchet. They need a little bit of depth scoring there. And you know what? One of the most undersized, like feisty fucking wingers that always just scores and is in your grit. He kind of reminds me a little bit of a Darcy Tucker is Connor Garland. And he's actually a little bit more skilled than Tucker. But that's the kind of guy he reminds me of on that Vancouver team. And I think he would be a great mentor for Nick Robertson. Because Nick Robertson gets a little nastiness to his game. He could be a Marchand type player. He's got that much skill. By the way, Vancouver's up 2-1.
I just saw this now. Nick Robertson would be like a Cliff Ronning 2.0. Remember Cliff Ronning with Vancouver?
Yeah, Cliff Ronning was very good center, though. He put up some points. By the way, I think Connor Garland just scored for Vancouver to go up 2-1. So as I'm chirping up Connor Garland, he scores the go-ahead goal against Seattle. So 12 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second. Yeah, bad. No, hold on.
Garland in a trade scenario.
Maybe over there. That's my favorite bet tonight. Well, no, sorry, the Columbus guy came over.
The Maestro almost scored, though. The Maestro you guys know who the Maestro is for Seattle, don't you? Bjorkland.
Bjorkstrand?
Bjorkstrand, the Maestro.
Oh. Bjorkland.
The Maestro.
God, it's hard to remember.
Like, no wonder we couldn't get it.
It's hard to remember.
Bjorkstrand's had a rough year. He's had a tough year, Bjorkstrand.
Yeah,
They're a lot of they're having a bunch of people. Benier's not having a great year, but
Burakovsky's had a bad year.
Burakovsky's having a rough. He scored the other night though. He got on the board the other night. So Kevin Lankinen had to come in at net, by the way, for Vancouver. Their goalie had to come out.
So I don't know. Got hurt again? Oh no.
Was it Demko that started?
Oh my gosh!
Please fuck! Was it Demko that started? No shit up. Oh, really? Was it Demko? I thought he was already out. God,
no, he came back. God, he can't get.
Rantanen scored. Did that make it? It's 4-3. Thank you, Sod. Yeah. 4-3. 4-3. You definitely hit the over in the Buffalo Colorado game. Well, once you knew Buffalo put up 4, you just knew Colorado was going to. Remember, didn't Buffalo have like a 5-goal lead on Colorado in Buffalo and lost the game in reg? They lost the game like 6-5.
They'll probably lose this one too, I would imagine.
In reg, you think there's plenty of time for them to lose in reg. Now there is 14 minutes left and 28 seconds left.
Demko definitely was playing too. Oh my gosh, I hope he did.
So Vegas and Flyers are about halfway over. Same with Canucks, Kraken. Both those games are 2-1 in favor of the Canucks, and then the Golden Knights are ahead 2-1. Sharks are still up 1-0. That was Toffoli's 15th of the year. Nice signing. They're at intermission 1-0. And then the Hurricanes beat the Panthers. We didn't talk about that game. How about the Rangers getting off the schneid, beating the Bruins 2-1? That's good. I thought they played a pretty good game in Florida the other day.
Yeah.
When they didn't win, but they played a good game. And we didn't even talk Shesterkin on the LTIR. What do you think there? I mean, that sucks.
I think that gives a great opportunity for a top-end goaltender like Louis Domingue to step in as a backup.
Well, but dude, Quick is like 2 wins away from 400 career wins or something. So I think Quick can hold the fort down for the Rangers.
Well, they got a back-to-back on the weekend, so let's see how. Did you
listen to Kipper and Bourne today?
Yeah.
Did you listen to Arthur Staple, who covers both the Islanders and the Rangers? I got to give Arthur Staple, by the way, if you don't follow him on The Athletic and stuff, he's awesome. Hey, Charlie Dufault, Happy New Year. What happened to Team Canada? We'll talk about it at the end, man. We'll let Rico rant a little bit about that. And he can tell you his thoughts. We sort of talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the show, but we are kind of heavy NHL. I feel bad. Where was I? I'm so sorry. What was I talking about?
New York Rangers.
Oh, Arthur Staple. He came out and said, Rangers fans are not stupid. They know who their owner is. Vincent Murcielago's, look, they fired longtime trainer Jim Ramsey. Weird. Like he's arguably known as the best guy in the NHL as a trainer. Montreal hired him right away. Like, who was that Montreal that used to be at the Rangers? Jeff Gorton. They fired Jeff Gorton. They got rid of John Davidson.
That was a bad.
These are because Glenn Sather stepped down because Glenn Sather was the guy that used to fucking tell James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks and the New York Rangers, yeah, fuck off. Look what you're doing to the Knicks. I know hockey. You know nothing. I'm Glenn fucking Sather. And he'd sit back and smoke a cigar and fucking drink a scotch and tell fucking Dolan to go fuck himself. And that's exactly what the Rangers organization needed for those years. And look at how fucking successful they were when Glenn Sather was running the show. Now, listen, Drury, I think, has done some good things. But all that was orchestrated by James Dolan now not having anybody keeping the bad away. Bad, block out good, take in good, block out bad. Like Kevin Nealon from Happy Gilmore, block out the good, block out the bad, take in the good, whatever. That's what Glenn Sather used to do. James Dolan would not fucking meddle and let the hockey people run, and they did a good job. Now, you can argue Gordon didn't have a great draft record, this, that, and the other, but they fired their longtime trainer. I've been told from sources, multiple, will not reveal those, not telling you who they are because this is an actual fucking story. There have been people that worked in the MSG organization that have been fired that were there. Like people, he goes, there are people, he said it's fucking toxic as fuck there. I'm talking about the front office stuff. Like crazy. That all reeks of Jim Dolan. And then he gets rid of John Davidson. He gets rid of Jeff Gorton, which Pearlo believes is a mistake. Rico will hear his thoughts too. and then Drury takes over, and then we hear the Trouba stuff, and it gets leaked. Like, I think it was Drury's inexperience. He should not have fucking leaked that. I don't think that helped. I don't think that should have been fucking out there. I think he should have done everything he could to keep that under the fucking wraps. I think he could have probably got the Trouba deal done in the summer if he'd have been more discreet about it. But once you come from a position of, when you leak that, you come from a position of weakness. All the other GMs are looking to castrate you. What are you going to give me on top of Trouba? I'll take all his salary, but I want, this, that, and your best. I want Offman, So Drury gets out of it. In the end, he looks okay, just the way he handled it. And the players are pissed about Jim Ramsey being fired, all these other changes. And then you fucking, you trade our captain, or you try to trade our captain. And I also heard Barclay Goodrow, huge locker room guy there, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. We know what that Goodrow, Coleman, Gord line was like for those Tampa Bay teams, unbeatable. And the guy's a good locker room guy. Yeah. Was he overpaid on the Rangers? Yeah. But you bought him for what you got him for, and he was good for you. And they missed that. And I think that started it, because I think unofficially he was like the team locker room captain. And Jacob Trouba was the, I think Trouba's a great freaking player. He lowers the boom. I think he's a good leader. I thought he handled this whole thing with class and dignity. And I hope he tears it up. I don't think it's a shock Anaheim's winning games. Just saying. That's how good a locker room, I think. Yes, smash the like button and support the podcast. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on noties. We are live on Instagram, Twitch, X, and YouTube, because that's where you're at. We have 20 people in the chat. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy freaking holidays. Love you guys. You're just talking. We haven't even got into it. I got to hear your thoughts now. JT Miller, Elias Pettersson. What do we do here?
For me, I mean, as a player, I want to keep Pettersson for sure, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the whole situation is. I don't know who's being the pain in the ass, but I mean, I heard a couple people saying, they have a point here. Like, it seems like a very immature situation. Trade them both.
Okay, Pearlo, you're an old guy. You're an old guy. I'm an older guy. Rico's an older guy. We're all kind of close in age. None of us are spring chickens here. Do you remember Serge Savard and Bob Gainey? I heard they fucking got in a fight in Gary Bettman's first meeting with the NHL when they were both opposing GMs. These are guys who won cups together when they played in Montreal, and they fucking couldn't stand each other. And there's books written about this shit. This is all common shit. Just Google it, and they'll be. This is Brian Burke versus Kevin Lowe. When Kevin Lowe was a GM of the Oilers, and they offered sheet to Dustin Penner, and Brian Burke was wanting to kick his ass, and they talked shit to each other in the media. This was before that sort of stuff. There's always good stuff. So I just feel get over it. You're a better team with JT Miller and fucking Elias Pettersson on the same fucking team. Trade some of your youth prospects to add to your defensive depth if you think you're a win now team, which obviously Rutherford does. And he's going to do, and I say Rutherford, but we know Patrick Alvin, but still, he would have hired Patrick if he was you're not going to do my bidding. He's like the fucking emperor, and definitely for me, man, because the guy won Pittsburgh probably 2 more cups than they deserved. So, but he went out and got trades. He made trades. They levied that's why Edmonton's in such the shit they're in right now, because they leveraged the future for the now, and it worked out. They won 2 cups. No fan base is going to care. But then in 2025, don't bitch when your team can't make the playoffs because you traded all your youth. And I think that's what they're going to do. They've got Lettermachy. They've got some guys. They'll get some good shit for them. But I honestly think, guys, 100%, if they have Besser and they have Demko, they beat Edmonton in 6. I do. And I think Edmonton's in trouble this year too. I just don't think it's going to work out for them because one, the thing you need to add, you had in Holloway and Broberg, and you should have just kept those two because Skinner's not doing anything for you. Pearlo called it, didn't you, Pearlo? You said Skinner was a bad signing. Arvidsson we liked, but it's like, dude can't stay healthy. And lo and behold, he's been injured. So
yeah,
I think LA, I think LA is catching Edmonton. I think LA is a better team. LA just shut out the New Jersey Devils at home. LA is beating some good teams. LA is legit. Like Edmonton, you play LA in the first round again, you're not going to beat it. I bet you in the history of the NHL, it's like happened 3 times where teams played a team 4 times in a row. That team's going to catch. Oh, we lost Rico. We lost you, Rico. I'll pop you back in when you come back on. Me and Pearl will go to wide shot. Perlo, what are your thoughts on this JT Miller Pedersen thing? What would you do if you're? Yeah, I agree with
like
you,
I said,
Charlie. I think it's gonna not work
I have
out.
a hard time trading Pedersen. The guy is like two-way, unbelievable center, and I think he is being affected by this. My gut says JT Miller is the problem. I just think the older dude. He's a really mouthy guy. He's always been that way.
Yeah, but Tockett's on the record like loves the player, dude.
Yeah,
Tocchet
as a player, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Tocchet doesn't have he does. I think if Tocchet thought he was doing toxic shit in the locker room, he'd call him on it. I don't think that's a thing. Look, they made him take a break. Like, I don't know that break was his idea.
Yeah, it might not be. Pedersen maybe a little soft in a way, like you can't take.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Miller's probably a prick and an ass to play with, and I think Pedersen's a little bit soft about it. Yeah, and I think that's fairly true. Yeah. And that's the way it is. But you figure it out, dude.
Pedersen gets butthurt by what
How many cups did Serge Savard and Bob Gainey win together, and they fucking couldn't stand each other? They hated each other like arch enemies. They probably to this day. I said they'll get in a fight in the afterlife. Bob Gainey will be pulling the jersey over.
Somehow they got to put everything behind them and get playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you a better team with JT Miller and Pedersen? Like, why? If you could trade your youth, like I said, this is what's going to happen. Rico, pump back in. What are your thoughts? Like, are you thinking just the same thing we are?
Yeah, they played well together last year. So whatever the hell is going on, they could just need to move through it. And maybe there's just not a strong voice in that locker room. I mean, Quinn Hughes isn't going to probably step up and separate these guys. They need to figure it out. Tocchet needs to figure it out, but obviously he doesn't want to step in on guys that have already been on that team before they've gotten there.
And Flames have an empty net, by the way, 144 left. Flames have their empty net 4-3, 144 left. I'll give you updates.
Winning cures all, man. Winning cures all. Just go out there, play fucking hockey. If you don't want to go out for team dinners with each other, go out and hang out after games or whatever. It's a locker room. And I've been in locker rooms before on junior teams where guys kind of don't get along together, and you go out there on the ice, the crowd's fucking.
Buddy nailed Buddy's girlfriend or something.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, man, small town, that didn't happen. That happened in my high school.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah, it happens. That can cause a little bit of a locker room rift, Dude,
I went and played pickup hockey with 20 guys today, and nobody knew anybody in the dressing room. And some guys didn't talk, whatever. We all got dressed together. We all went on the ice, played a fucking hockey game, and showered and left the fucking room. And see you later. Might not see half these guys ever in my life.
Was this after Canada lost or before?
That was before. Yeah.
Okay. So if it had been after, do you think there would have been a couple fights in the game?
Maybe. What are you watching? Like, a couple guys didn't really say too much as far as being confident in that room after the game. But
yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm with you guys. I hope this JT Miller thing just works out. Like I said, Vancouver was very close to winning the cup. Yes, they don't have Lindholm. Lindholm did score a goal today he's kind of been a big disappointment for Boston, I think, this year. Pearlo, you need to slide a little bit to your right because you're going out of the frame. Yeah, there you go, buddy. You were like this. So I was like, let's get Pearlo back.
I thought you were losing your Pearlo.
Like if you got to do some stuff and move around, I'll just switch back to the wide shot. No worries. Little producing.
Pearlo has been known to fall asleep in his chair before. Remember that time?
Okay.
Fell asleep in
I did that once.
and kept the screen going.
So since we were talking about, since we did the Riley JT Miller thing, we talked about the rift between Pedersen. Let's jump. Okay, we talked to World Juniors. Canada loses today against Czechia again. Like no shame in losing to Czechia. They're a good team, 4-3. If in our lifetime that country has won a gold medal, which they have, like they're a good effing team. I feel like the Czechs aren't as strong as they were in the 90s when they had Hasek, Yager, like freaking Yard. Like, give me a break how good all the players they had. Roman, who's the guy that played for
Krejci? Krejci?
They had a defensive guy that was a flyer or something that was like freaking outstanding. And I think he was
yeah.
I can't think of his name.
What's his name? He finished his career in Nashville.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, put it this way, Beard. In the quarterfinal win or go home game, it was 3-2 Sweden over Latvia. So I mean, the nice thing is balance is coming, man. There's a lot of talent.
It's here.
Play with each other.
It's here.
And it's good.
Canada, I hate it for you.
Yeah, man. So
that's the thing.
It
Canada,
is what it is.
Everybody's catching up to you. You can't be the bully on the block anymore. Because they all it's only going to make you a stronger country anyway. And look, I don't think Canada lacked any fucking talent. I think 100% it was selection and coaching. They could have easily won against the U.S. If they take half the penalties, that's a game. Like it's a close game. I still think it's like 1-1. I expected like a 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, 3-2 type game anyway. I mean, it was basically that until Canada fell apart at the end. Like kept giving up.
The thing is, they selected third line grinder guys because they didn't think that they thought it was in North America, so they're not going to call as much and they could beat some people up. Because I don't.
It's still IHF refs. They always call a shit ton of penalties.
If they would have took the skilled guys that they could have taken, I still don't think they would have had more skill than the United States. So they tried to bring a grinding.
Their goalie, I think their goalie might have been the best one in the tournament. Honestly, Canada's. They just didn't score.
Did you see Colby Armstrong's like just play the Western Leaguers? That's it. Colby Armstrong said that on Twitter earlier. Then he's like, a guy I know checked and told me that Team Czechia had one more player from the Western League than Canada did. Go figure. Then Singsy said the Oil Kings were well represented by Czechia.
Yeah.
To the Edmonton Oil Kings.
I mean, I don't want to. I just didn't want to talk shit to people. Hey, look, I didn't want to talk shit to people about it because one, you guys saw my PSA. I thought. And then after my PSA, I saw Easton Cowan was getting killed. I was like, what are you talking? Like, this kid is a good player. Like, he's a fucking teenager. This shit doesn't mean anything. Like, it really doesn't mean anything. I know it means a shit ton in Canada. I'm not trying to downplay it. But I hope US wins. You know, I'm rooting for my country. I'm a fucking huge USA hockey fan. I fell in love with hockey because of 1980 hockey. Okay. Because of that. And they made a fucking kick-ass movie called Miracle. It's almost as good as Youngblood. No, I mean, it's good. It's better than Youngblood. Miracle's great. It's a true fucking story. We beat the fucking Soviets. Okay.
The World Junior Cups is like your Frozen 4. That's what it is.
Yeah, I actually care more about the college hockey. And you know, the funny thing is there's plenty of Canadian kids that play in that. So I love it. And I like the World Juniors, but I'm like, we put too much fucking pressure on these kids, man. What we got to remember is this might be the highest level or the most significant game that some of these players play in. Okay? Like, come on. Did Buffalo get an empty netter?
No, it's not empty netter.
Don't tell me you wouldn't want to have Andrew.
Oh, shit. Yeah. What a fucking goal there by
Zucker.
Yeah, he's been a good ad. That was a good, Kevin Adams taking a lot of shit. Jason Zucker's played really well for the Buffalo Sabres this year. I think was that his 17th goal or some shit.
That was a hat trick for him tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, got a hat trick.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That just proves my point even more. Jason Zucker, man, sneaky good fucking ad for the Kevin Adams. You know, he's taking a lot of shit, but that was a nice signing.
Top line left wing too. Like he's playing top line left wing with Tage Thompson right now.
Dude, that's how good.
Keep your
Hey, That's how fucking good the NHL is, because he couldn't crack the top 6 in Pittsburgh, or I think he played with Crosby and Malkin from time to time, but I think for the most part they had him a third line there, right? Zucker, when he was with Pittsburgh, because he wasn't a part of those cup runs. I think he got traded after the fact. Like I think he was
playing second line in Nashville.
Yeah, but Zucker was.
He played second line in Arizona. He's been all over the place.
Zucker, I thought he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think he was in Minnesota for a bit too. I think.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he's that's too. He's been in the league long ass time too.
Trade him.
Yeah, so that's Buffalo 5-3, as Pearlo was saying. Did Utah end up winning that game? Final Utah? I didn't see. Yep, Utah beat the Flames 5-3. They got an empty netter. So, man, Utah, they're dude.
Well, they lost 4 in a row going up till tonight. They needed this win.
Yeah, but they've been. Oh, Utah was. Utah was on a bad.
Yeah. I think they've lost 4 into.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew they had a couple tough ones. Man, Anaheim beating the Jets. They've beaten a couple of good teams in there. You better not sleep on Anaheim. I think they beat Edmonton the other day in overtime.
That's the second time Anaheim beat the Jets this month. Anaheim beat the Jets at home like 3-4 weeks ago.
Dude, I'm telling you, like all the shit talk that was done on Cronin now looks like he's got them boys playing. And they're not out of games, and they're healthy. And I take back what I said about McTavish. He looks good. He's lost a lot of weight. He's put on muscle. He looks
he does look good.
Yeah, he looks good. I hope he stays healthy, though. That's my big concern with him. He fucking can't stay healthy. I worry that he's like a Ryan Kessler type player. So, did Sabres get a 6 goal? Or is that, did I miss you in the chat there, buddy? Sharks still up 1-0 on the Lightning, by the way. Vancouver still up 2-1 on Seattle. But that game is almost already to the third, almost 48 seconds left in the second, and still 2-1. So Seattle in striking distance there. Good for Vancouver, though. This would be a huge win on the road without Quinn Hughes in the lineup and stuff. So, Vince Dunn gave Dakota Joshua a pretty good shot. They didn't call it. So Panthers beat Hurricanes beat the Panthers. Panthers been kind of mid as of they lost to Montreal. I thought that was a bad loss, but Montreal have been playing some good hockey. Like, you don't want to catch Montreal right now. They're playing good. I just thought if Montreal could get some good defense and keep the puck out of their net, they would be in games because it feels like they can score.
Oh my God, Vegas was my best bet. That'll save my day. If Vegas wins tonight, that'll save my betting day.
I think you're in good shape there.
I don't think it'll save me, but I won't lose as much.
So Pavel Dorofeyev has 14 goals.
He's playing on
for the fucking Vegas Golden Knights. Nick Hague and Mark Stone. That's good that he's healthy. And Tyson Forrester was the goal scorer for the Flyers. He has 11 on the year. So yeah, Garland 10.
Another expert. Tyson Forster, ex-Barry Cole.
Oh, okay.
Tyson Forster.
Yeah. All right. I'm tracking.
Get into the games tomorrow. Otherwise, I got to get going here soon. So.
Yeah. Let's get into the games tomorrow. Okay. I knew we'd go a little bit long. Do you guys want to talk anything about the Winter Classic?
Oh, what happened to the Winter Classic?
Yeah. Did you? We don't have to. I mean, it was pretty much an ass game by St. Louis. Yeah, it was a blow. But though I thought it was a cool story that the first ever player to play his 1,000th game in a Winter Classic is Cam Fowler. He's been kind of having a couple of rough years in Anaheim till tail end of his career, gets traded. Boy, I give a lot of credit to what St. Louis Blues, Doug Armstrong, GM, has done. They've really put that team in a position to win. I think they could make some noise, man. They look like a good team. They got skill up and down the lineup. The Bennington is hot. Anyway, okay. Winter Classic. Okay, LaRue, LaRue for the Nashville Predators. Slewfoot's Jared Spurgeon injures him. Gets 3 games. Thought it was appropriate. Thought it was a dirty play. Ovechkin
Did
versus
you hear-
Marc-Andre
did you
Fleury.
hear how much he got suspended in junior and in the minors? Like,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Spurgeon is out for a long time too. This is bad
Yeah.
for Minnesota.
Well, and then Minnesota was without Kaprizov tonight. They didn't have a problem beating the Caps in a shootout tonight, though, so they're still a really good team. Heinze's got those boys playing, and wait till they get cap space. They're going to get somebody. Think Minnesota would mind Mikko Rantanen? Don't think they would. But that would put them over the top in the Central for me if they got a player like that. Anyway, just saying. Okay, tomorrow's games, 5 of them. We are let's start with Penguins Panthers. Penguins plus 170 Road Dogs. I don't like how the Panthers have been playing. I think the Pens plus 170 all day on this. Sid, they got to keep winning. They got to win these games when they can. Florida's not playing good hockey right now. I think Pittsburgh's skill matches up well with the toughness of Florida and the way Florida's playing. They're not as deep as they were last year. They're still a great team, by the way. They're probably going to be in the Cup Finals. I like the Pens. Andrew likes Andrew Boucher. Good to see you, Andrew. Happy New Year. He likes Pens over. Pearlo, where are you at on this one?
Well, I'm with the over on this one. I think Florida will probably they weren't ready for Carolina. Maurice will have them up for this game, I imagine. I would lean Florida, but you're not going to get a good price on it, so I'll just take the over because Pittsburgh.
You don't like Pittsburgh at plus 170? They've been playing decent hockey. They sent your boy Puljujärvi down, though. I saw that. I was a little bummed out because he actually started the year fairly solid. And
I made a mistake with Florida today because they already beat Carolina twice, and I should have known that Carolina was.
Well, it's a Metro and Atlantic too. It's like not that big of a game. Like it's really not.
This is a
They're not in the same division.
I think Florida probably takes this. I mean, if I at the price, I would take Pittsburgh. I agree with you, but I'm not going to take I'm just going to go with the over on that.
And I don't know who was in goal for Florida tonight. I think it
was Bobrovsky.
Was it Bobrovsky? So it's probably Spencer Knight tonight. So I'd definitely take Pittsburgh at plus 170. This is a sneaky good amount of money you could win here if you just take.
To me, this is an easy over. I'm going to do it before it moves up to a 6.5.
Okay, Rico, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling the Pearlo saying too. Spencer Knight, 19 goals against in his last 5 games. I think this is a bit of an over game here, but Pittsburgh is intriguing for sure with Florida coming on a back-to-back. But I
got Florida losing to. They got their asses out skated tonight too by Carolina.
Oh yeah.
So I just feel like they ain't gonna be any better against Penguins and Crosby and them. They need the points, man. Pittsburgh 17-17-5. They need the points. This is an extra point all over for the Penguins here. They got to win this game because they got to start putting them together. Because boys, the Ottawa Senators coming. Ottawa, St. Louis, no favorite in that game. I actually agree with that. Both teams have been playing pretty solid. Over, under 5.5. I like the under. Where are you sitting, Rico?
On the Florida game?
Yeah, no, Senators, Blues. Oh, did you not give Pens? I thought you already gave.
I did. Yeah, I kind of like the over there too. Sens, Blues, eh? Jeez, the Sens are on the ice in Dallas tonight. I kind of like St. Louis there. They're sitting at home waiting for Ottawa, coming off a big win at the Winter Classic. I think Ottawa losing to Dallas tonight. The thing is, Ottawa's got their backup in net tomorrow because they played Maryline, and so they're probably gonna have Sogard in net tomorrow. So that might be a problem.
Yeah.
Unless Forsberg's back.
Such a bummer because
Forsberg's on the trip, so I know Allmark's not, but Forsberg's on the trip, so
I like Forsberg. Andrew likes the Blues and the under. Andrew, I did see your comments before. I just didn't really have time to get you in. We're trying to squeeze in like 2 weeks worth of stuff in one show. So, and Pearlo is now on the East Coast, so his old ass has to get to bed. So we can't stay up forever.
I gotta be up at 3, so I gotta go on. But
he's gotta be. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna skip the Canadians Blackhawks. If you're betting on the Blackhawks, you're a fucking moron. They're not good. They suck. They're gonna be a lottery team. They don't need the defense either. They got a shit ton of defense, so they need to get a James Higgins or something. They need to be top 3 pick and add one more.
Another over for me there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ducks, Oilers. Ducks are plus 330. I would just put some money on the Ducks because I actually think the Oilers haven't been playing that great. They've been winning a lot of games in overtime when they've kind of gotten lucky getting back in the game because they pull a goalie. They've been outplayed in a lot of games. I like the Ducks. The Ducks beat the Oilers in Anaheim the other day. I'm sure the Oilers will be looking to get payback. If plus 330 on the Ducks, there's no money in betting in the Oilers at all. They're minus 425. Why would you put a penny on the Oilers? Anyway, you guys agree with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Last game of the night. Yeah, last game of the night. Because I want to get you out of here, Pearlo. Last game of the night. Preds, Canucks. Canucks plus 102. The Preds are fucking terrible. I would take the Canucks all day at plus 102. And if the Canucks win this game, they're going to be feeling pretty jazzy about themselves. So, yeah, I'm all over the Canucks. Rico, what do you think?
Same here. I'm on the Canucks. I'm out on the Predators now. I think they'll just bank this year and get a draft pick and just reset, retool, make the
adjustments. They have a shit ton of picks.
Year.
I think they have like 8 first-round picks the next 3 drafts. They're fucking set.
They're good. They're just going to let it breathe this year. And
this is why the Trotz signing these guys has 0 to fucking no impact because, one, it's not going to hurt their cap because the cap's going up significantly. And if those guys are old, they can bury the LTIR. If, like Stamkos has had tons of injury problems in his career, he's not going to live out that contract. And so they'll be able to take LTIR, 8 million, whatever. It's never going to hurt them. Like it was like a low risk, low reward. You might as well spend to the cap anyway. They're making fucking hand over fist. Nashville's like sells out. They're terrible this year and they sell out. So they got a good fan base there. So they're fine. But they're shitty this year, and I would never put fucking a dime on them the rest of the year. You're an idiot if you bet on them.
Well, not only
unless they're going on like a 20-game heater or something.
They have them as a road favorite right now. Are you kidding me?
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to take Vancouver. I think it's because they have them as a road favorite, Pearlo, because Vancouver's on a back-to-back, and Vancouver's in Seattle. Oh, Seattle, it's all 10 minutes from Vancouver. Like, give me a fucking break.
And Lankinen will be in net for Vancouver because Demko's in net tonight.
Yeah. I mean, you know how many times I've gone to a fucking sporting event in Seattle and like half the people around me are from Vancouver, British Columbia. It's like, oh, we're from Vancouver. Just come down to Seattle all the time to see these games. Like, okay. Like Seattle's like a suburb to them. They're always there. So, but shout out, Seattle's an awesome fucking town, by the way. Check out downtown Seattle. They made it look so badass. So you get a chance, get there. It's awesome.
I think you bring up a good point, though. I think Trotz kind of sneakily convinced these guys that they were going for it when actually he just wanted to bring some veterans that had some cups for the.
Yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of their middling draft stuff that they did. They're trading off a lot of guys. I'm like, oh, they traded Tomasino or they waived some guys. They did it with Tolvanen. It's like they're kind of cutting their losses. Oh, we didn't really draft well here. We're gonna move on. Like, we're just going to move on from these players, and we'll be decent enough. These old players, they're not really trying. And when some of their young guys that are going to be good, because by the way, San Jose just scored.
San Jose scored again, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0. Number 38, my main man, Johnny Lazarus's boy, Mario Ferraro. I think he just tweeted about it. Oh, we got dogs barking. Who's dogs? Who's got dogs? That's not me.
Not me either.
It is me. It's me.
It's not me.
It's me. Sorry. It's totally me. It's my dogs. Holy shit. It's the first time I've heard him through the microphone.
Wow. Bruin scored with 8 seconds left to tie the game. This game's going overtime.
Who did?
Drew Rand scored with 8 seconds left. 5-5.
Oh, you're shitting me. You are shitting me. Oh, my God.
So they came back from 5-3 down.
Pearlo, if you got to go, we're done with the show.
Yeah, I got to go, buddy.
You go. We're going to stay live. We're going to stay live.
You'll get my picks on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow, guys. Live tomorrow, 10:30. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Friday. We're doing a show. See you, Pearlo. Have a good one. Okay, Rico, you and I will stay live. There's no way we're not going to go. We're staying live for this Colorado Avalanche. Live. Colorado Avalanche. Buffalo Sabres, Jonathan Bruin, which, by the way, good to have him back in the lineup. This is a fucking terrible loss for your Buffalo. They've been playing some good hockey, too. There's not enough viewers here. Do your part of the watcher of this podcast. Spread the news. Let's get this podcast to 1,000 subscribers. Charlie to 12. you are the fucking man. Hell yeah. I appreciate you. Please leave a like, subscribe. We're live on Instagram, X, Twitch, and as always, YouTube. We have a game 5-5 going into overtime. The fucking Sabres couldn't hold on to a fucking wet pig in shit. They are a slippery one. They like to let the game get right out of. Oh, is it in the shootout? We're going to overtime. Buffalo is putting out. Well, let me just say this: Colorado's putting out McKinnon, Druin, and Makar. That sucks. And Buffalo wins the draw. Nope. Colorado wins the draw. Boy, I thought Buffalo won it there. That was crazy. So McKinnon has the puck. He's taking it out of the thing. He tosses it up to Makar. Makar skates in with it. He lost the puck, but he gets it back because he's so fast. He can make the mistake. Druin circles around, but he just drops off the puck to McKinnon. McKinnon bull charges and just about scores. Jeez. He goes forehand, backhand, and shoots it in the, just I think, over the shoulder of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. But Colorado still has it. They chip it. Nope, taken away. Tage Thompson. He's got it down.
Score, Colorado. Done.
Oh, you're ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
Sayonara.
Oh my God. Thompson just got the puck taken off his stick from, was that Makar? Yeah. Oh, no, Taves. Devon Taves. 7, right? Is that Taves? Devon Taves just took that puck right off Tage Thompson and finished the fucking game. 6-5. What a goal. Oh my dear Lord. This, brutal. Buffalo. What happened, Buffalo? Okay. Yep. He just took the puck off. Devon Taves just took the puck off him. Maybe he got away with a little bit of a tug there, but nothing too egregious. I don't have a problem with a no call there. Oppo. What a fucking goal. What a goal, huh? What a way. We had a lot of good games today, man. By the way, Vegas is up 3-1. That game is back on. In fact, I'm going to switch that.
Yeah, I got to work in the morning, so I'm going to bounce, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll call it a show then. Hey, everybody, we appreciate you all coming out. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern. Same bad time, same bad channel. For everybody here at NHL Nightly, I'm Jeremiah Maxwell. Have a great night. Peace.